how to create Microsoft Failover cluster. Do not skip this video, just watch till the end. It will help you to build up your Microsoft cluster Failover configuration. So here I have opened Microsoft Failover cluster console. From run I have typed it cluster admin, then it will redirect the cluster admin console. Now before I have to create cluster, I have to validate the current configuration. So I'm clicking on the validate configuration, and then after click on next, then I will add that node. It will fetch the node from Microsoft Active Directory. Also it will be resolve the name to FQDN. Yes, click on next. So as you know, this is the DNS is resolving, so I'm clicking on next, and then this kind of verification will done or validation will done. So it will take another 5 to 10 minutes. So the validation is almost completed, near about few more minutes is required. Yes, now it's validating storage, almost done. Few things are pending, but thing is that at the end we will get some warning message. Okay, that we can ignore it, because this is a by default feature, so we can ignore it. Okay, so hope there is no such error will generate, and we can successfully create the cluster. As I told you, it will take a few more minutes, at least 10 to 15 minutes. So it will validate all the stuffs you have created for prerequisites the cluster. Once it is meet, it will automatically allow you to create the cluster. And very simple steps we followed, and we will create the clusters. Cluster is actually very important in terms of application fault tolerance availability, because many critical application like SQL, DFS, DHCP, Hyper-V we can configure in Microsoft Failover clusters. Yeah, the almost configuration is verified, validate, and need about 2 to 3 parts. Hopefully it will complete next 1 or 2 minutes. So the required prerequisites, as we know, first is Active Directories is required, then a cluster shared volume is required, storage sandbox is required, hard bit network is required, also a DNS is required. So once it is verify all those stuffs, then it will allow us to go for next, or else we have to fix the error or warning what they are showing at the validation report. but hopefully today we have we can comply all the stuffs which is required. Let's see uh, at the report. Yeah, as I told you, it's to some configuration error, but it's you can ignore it. Perfect. So all those stuffs are ready, and now once I click on it, it will show us which what are the error. If he found any prerequisite not met up to the mark, that's it. So here I can see all of the stuffs are green except validating compatibility of virtuals Hyper-V, which is not required. All of the steps validating Hyper-V rules, which is not required. All of the steps are green and succeed. Great. So I'm clicking on finish and moving ahead towards creating the clusters. The options I have to select and then click on finish. Here I have to create the cluster name. And here it's showing two networks. One is heartbeat, another one is cluster network. So both we can create for cluster IP address. Okay, but generally not required, but I'm creating here because heartbeat also can fetch the cluster with the IP address which we have provided here. So I'm giving two different IP address. One is for the heartbeat networks, which is can access through clusters. I mean, heartbeat can access even clusters, and the normal cluster networks can access the cluster with the same two different IP address. Yeah, then click on next, and it will allow us to create the clusters. Yes, it's now built up. Cluster is already built up. Now what I do, I'll check all the cluster configuration, then I will install the role on this cluster. Here what need to do, I'm planning to add the DHCP role, but before we add the DHCP role I have to install the DHCP role on both two nodes, then only it allow me to add the DHCP as in failover cluster. So this much of role we can add here. Okay, so now I'm going to install the DHCP as well. But before that I have to install the role as well, or else it will not allow me to do the same. So DHCP role is installed successfully. Now I'm going to do the same for another node as well. Clicking on next, close. Now all the roles installs has been done successfully. Now again I'm going to Microsoft Failover clusters. Again I will type it cluster admin, and then go to Microsoft cluster and then click on add role or configure role. What do you say? Here we will select the Hyper-V, DHCP, as we've installed the DHCP on those two servers. This much of application we can able to configure. So now we are installing the DHCP. Yes, the same way I have to assign the DHCP networks address through which it applicable over the networks. So networks I am giving here, which you can access the DHCP application. Okay, why I am giving to address this separately, because hardware also can access the DHCP as well. If it is not reachable, you can also give the same pulse. Now I am selecting the disk here, click only one disk, because we have a 4 disk, but here it's showing 3 disk, because the another disk is for the quorum. The quorum is not showing here. So I'm selecting this one, first one, and then I'm going to click the next. But before that I have to check carefully if anything I miss or not. Yes. Because if I click on this, it will now maximize this part, but nothing is there. But yeah, that's one. So I'm clicking on first one as per the wish, as you wish. You can configure it. So clicking on next and install. After that, now DHCP role is installed there. Okay, now what I can do, I can show you how we can fail over the resources. Okay, so here right now DHCP is running on disk. These are the disk is running. One is quorum, yeah, first one, third one is quorum, and DHCP running on cluster disk for shared disk 4, and the same way disk is also, DHCP is also running on the node node, it's running on node 1. Yeah, so what I can do, I will just power of the node 1, then I can show you how the resources are moved to node 2, like that. Okay, later on I will again fail back it. So I'm directly clicking on power off. Once I click on power off, you can see the server has been powered off. Now you can see that it will automatically it will fail over the resources to another nodes. Still it is on node 1. Now cluster heartbeats is accessing the nodes. Yes, once it is realized the node 1 no longer exists, it will automatically fail over the resources to node 2 as well. It will take some time as it is still network is still on sensing. Okay, I'll do some refresh. Still it is showing on node 1. Oh, that's great. It's on node 2. Automatically do the failovers. That's actually that much of intelligence that have this failover cluster. So you can make it more efficiently. The more efficient cluster is always on cluster. It has some another intelligence. It will help you to build your application 24/7 online. Now again I'm powering on the off node, and then I will fill back the resources to the primary node as well. As you see, that's the server is on offline state. It will show automatically online once the OS is boot up and the cluster services is up. It will show green again. Yeah, it's up. Now see, both the server is up. First one, at node 1 is initializing the resources. Yeah, it is continually up. We can, we have already built up the Microsoft Failover cluster. It's a very critical configurations, but we have easily successfully made this. So I believe this video will help you a lot in order to create Microsoft Failover clusters, or if you want to do some kind of troubleshooting, that also can help this video as well. Next we will do the some troubleshooting part. In case if you see some cluster failover automatically happen, okay, now how come you want to know? You have to go, or you can so okay, before that I will just show you how we can fail back the resources. So here we'll just select it and do the failback. Okay, so now it is doing the failbacking. I mean, as we have, the owner of this application was node 1. Now we have power of the node 1, then it is failover to node 2. Now again we fail back the resources to node 1.